I stayed at the Barcelo Bavaro Palace in Punta Cana, and here are my pros and cons at staying at the resort. Let's start with the cons since I already did several videos on them. We arrived in Punta Cana around 7 p.m. that night, and the check-in process was painfully slow. A lot of things are still done with hand and paper, so it took forever to fill out paperwork to get in your room. And they attach these bracelets to you that serves as your key card, so that took a while, but at least you'll never lose your key card. But you may lose your towel card, so that doesn't make sense. I already did a video on the room, so I won't go much into it. Wasn't very clean and needed to be updated. I got the family duplex and it was very big. A really big con for me is not everything is included. For instance, the pirate ship water park and the arcade and miniature golf was only included during certain hours. I don't know, if you're paying for an all-inclusive, I just want everything to be included so I don't think about it. I guess it's not a problem if you don't have kids, but I did. I think the biggest complaint people had is that the food is just so mediocre and the hours for food and the reservations for food was really hard to get. You have to get used to the buffet having certain hours. If you miss those hours, then you probably could not eat. Again, the food was mediocre at best, but sometimes they did have something good. What I did not love though is that they would not allow you to bring any food to the pool. Again, when you have kids, that makes it really difficult because snacks by the pool is our favorite thing. If you were not making reservations first thing when you got there, you would not get a reservation until like late at night, like 10 p.m. There were like 9 restaurants and all of them were okay, some better than others, but nothing was spectacular. I did a whole nother video on this, so you can go watch that if you want more detail. Lastly, the service did leave something to be desired. Some people might describe the staff as being rude. There was just a lot of RBF going on. Being Asian, I am quite used to this, but if service is a big thing to you, then this resort might not be for you. There are several shops on the resort. Personally, I thought they were really expensive. I would have liked to see like a mini market where you can buy like snacks, but a lot of them were like swimsuits and clothing and stuff. Now, here are the pros. This resort is huge. It has 2,000 rooms, so you'll do a lot of walking, but they do have several trams that you can take. While the food was nothing to write home about, the coffee was excellent. They had these machines that make cappuccinos on the spot, and they had a dedicated coffee bar where you can get mochas. I would say the only con about that was the coffee bar was open later. All the restaurants, the pool, the beach, the main amenities were all located in one central spot, so you didn't have to walk around the resort to find everything. And let's face it, you come here for the beautiful beaches. Like, look at that water. The grounds of the resort was actually really beautiful. They upkept it really well. You just felt like you were in paradise. And while you couldn't get food at any time, you definitely could find a bar at any time. The swim up bar was always a big hit, and the service was always pretty fast for a drink. Personally, I would recommend the mojito. There wasn't a bad one that I had. The only thing about hanging around the pool is there was never enough lounge chairs. And I'm sorry, if you're one of those people that saves lounge chairs, like jail, straight to jail. I did very much like the pool loungers. They always seem to be available. This resort is private, so you're not going to see any vendors